Oh, yes, I could be flying the world and, doing the great thing that I could have done in the beginning, which was be an economist for World Bank or something. I mean, really, that's not what I want. I remind myself of the picture of me with Mum and my friend's daughter with her dad. I just want to be with you, Dad, Heavenly Father. Where you go, I go. Just to be with you is everything to me. The rest is as tinsel decorations. Just being in the awareness of your presence. Everything, always. That's what you are to me. Love you, Heavenly Dad. May I be true and faithful. May I be a joy to you as you are to me. Ah, that would be fantastic. I can't imagine. But anyway, whatever you think's best. Love you, Heavenly Dad. Love you. Thank you, Dad. You see, I did travel to the other side of the world. I live upside down here in New Zealand. How much more travel could you have? I mean, on the planet, you understand. Okay, you could be going to the moon and so on, but, I don't wish to go to the moon, of course. But do you see, I was happy to come to New Zealand. I was happy to fly. I didn't want to fly. But God has me flying, so I'm going to enjoy the experience, and I did. It was fabulous. And I did it a few times, back and forth each year. Little business in England, and visiting my in-laws. Oh, it's great. And the excitement of a new country. Yes, lovely. But it was lovely because of my beautiful wife, lovely soul, Jody. And the fun of teaching, lecturing again. University here, a couple of them, Just the pleasure of, fine. But you can be just as unhappy in New Zealand as in England or Vancouver or Vladivostok. Do you see? What matters is to have the awareness of the presence of you, Heavenly Dad. Love you. And I can do that right where I am. You can too. Right where you are. You might be in prison. You might be in hospital. You might be in love. It makes no difference. You can enter into that awareness of His loving kindness with you everywhere you go, in all of His universe, in all of your life. And you will want for nothing. I don't mean you'll have all these, but probably things that the world can offer, but that it's not that important. What matters is being ever with Him, enjoying your company, Heavenly Dad. Love you. Thank you, Dad. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Oh, 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 oh. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Regularly I have in mind the feeling of the presence of Indian chap, long gone from the point of view of living in this world, Ramakrishna Paramhansa. Probably where Paramhansa gets his title from, Paramhansa Yogananda, that is. And I just see his expression, and I get a thing with people's appearance and expression that I know how they feel. In a sense, I am being them for a moment. In their life, not mine. Not this one, not Marshall's. I don't mean it's anything more spectacular than that, but it's a fine experience, lovely. I feel I know some of these people. Yes. Whether it's Paramhansa or Lahiri Mahasaya or Ananda Moima. Yes. Thought I'd mention that since, as I was singing that song, his presence crossed my mind again. I think, if I may say this, in heaven we enter into not just a fullness of our own experience, but the fullness of all the other members of the host of heaven. It's a loveliness that the nearest we have to it here is an empathy, a sympathy, an understanding, a warmth towards someone, a caring. Well, in heaven we have a being. We are each of them, each of us, each of the heavenly host. And dare I say it, our Heavenly Father too, of course. Because we love him. You will most certainly know God's loveliness, being his fullness and loveliness, and that which he has ordained for all life, always, eternity, life eternal. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Again, you see, take the lesson. The lesson here is, I started this recording again not knowing remotely I'd have this ending to it. Well, remotely perhaps, but that wasn't uppermost in my mind at all. Just, I could just say something. And I say a little something, and that seems, and then I think I could say, or I should say, and also, and I find God's made something wonderful of it all. Your whole being, life eternal, is just like that. You seem to start from such humble beginnings. But you're wrong, You start from being a child of God. The fantastic potential and unfolding of that is just beyond any comprehension, really, except God's. And those that He's brought to adult life in the kingdom of heaven. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.